Warning, there is a good chance Bitcoin Mike has no idea what he's talking about. Do your own research. Enjoy the show. Thank you.
All right, folks. Let's talk crypto. Bitcoin hanging out at just under $17,000 today. Stocks are down a little bit, as is Bitcoin. Same old shit, same old range we've been in for the last couple weeks. So let's see what's going on in the market. So the big news is Sam Bankman-Fried did an interview on Good Morning America. George Stephanopoulos. This is absolutely shocking. Every interview that Sam Bankman-Fried does, he just digs his hole a little bit deeper. I mean, there's no question this guy is probably going to be spending the next 20 or 30 years behind bars. I mean, and when you watch this interview, like, you're dealing with a complete sociopath right here. I mean, you can't even deny it. You're dealing with like a woke, liberal, spoiled rich kid who's never had to be held accountable to anything. And even now, he's trying to make excuses. Oh, I didn't mean it. Like, he almost comes off like a 5-year-old who got caught knocking over the cookie jar and the glass splattered all over the floor. I mean, it's unbelievable people gave this guy billions of dollars. It really is. I mean, looking back, there must be some grander scheme behind this, like people really fell for this crap, but he just looks like a big autistic retard in this interview. Anyway, that's play. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but we can pick apart some of it here.
Worth $100,000. He's under investigation by prosecutors and regulators, but he insists he did not look at you and see Bernie Madoff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's who I am at all, but I understand why they're saying that. People lost money, and people lost a lot of money. And, I mean...
The one thing I always wondered about him, is he like trans? You know, I'm like a 42-year-old old man, so like... But to me, he looks like, I know he was living that polyamorous lifestyle where everybody just fucks everybody in the house, and you got STDs all over the place, and everybody has herpes all over the place. But for him, like, he just seems like one of these like a trans, like in between man and female. I don't know. Like, you get that tranny. He's got like that tranny voice.
At the end of the day, look, there's a question of what happened and why, and who did what caused the meltdown, and I think that reads very differently, right? When you look at the classic Bernie Madoff story, there was no real business there. The whole thing, as I understand it, I think was just one big Ponzi scheme, right?
Actually, no. If you've seen the Bernie Madoff story, it actually turned out it was a legitimate hedge fund, and then he just went crazy with it and turned it into a Ponzi scheme after that. So just like with FTX was probably a legitimate business, and then it turned into one big Ponzi scheme perpetrated by you.
FTX, that was a real business.
He was at the top of the cryptocurrency world. 30-year-old billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried.
You just need FTX.
It's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
I don't think so.
Super Bowl ads, naming stadiums, Steph Curry, Gisele Bündchen.
We did a lot of things to try and bolster our reputation, to try and, help our brand.
But in the early morning hours of November 11th, it all came to an end when FTX filed for bankruptcy and Bankman-Fried stepped down as CEO amid reports of FTX customer funds being used to pay Alameda Research creditors. This confirmed by former Alameda CEO Carolyn Ellison during an early November video meeting with employees. Alameda, the crypto trading firm, also founded by Bankman-Fried. ABC News reached out to Carolyn.
Now, I don't know about you guys. We all have our type, but this is my type of woman right here. I mean, this is an absolute gorgeous woman. A cross between Playboy model, bookworm, and beaver. Gorgeous. I mean, say what you want about this woman. She may be a complete fraudster, but man, that is the woman that I want laying next to me in bed every night right there.
Ellison for comment, but has not heard back. One of the reasons FTX went bankrupt is because FTX deposits were used to pay Alameda's creditors. Carolyn Ellison said you knew about that. Is that true?
Best I can tell, Alameda did have a big position open on FTX. That position, I think, was very over collateralized a year ago. There was a total market collapse, and specifically a large correlated collapse in its assets, over the last month, and to some extent over the last year, that threatened that position quite a bit. And I think that's, as best I understand, a lot of what happened then.
I am no cryptocurrency expert, I'm no finance expert, but I don't think you answered my question. I was asking, did you know?
So here it is, folks. I'm not going to play this whole thing. I might do a drunk commentary on this tonight, because it's too early for me to drink now. It's in the afternoon. But this guy is a 100% scammer. I wasn't even sure before these interviews. I'm like, well, maybe he's just got in over his head or whatever. No. 100% scammer. He can't take responsibility for anything. Even George Stephanopoulos, who was a big liberal, by the way, is calling Sam Bankman-Fried out, saying, you're not even answering my questions. So what I think happened with Sam Bankman-Fried is his lawyers basically said, look, right now we're basically just trying to figure out if you're going to get 10 years in jail or 100, so just shut the fuck up and pray. And Sam Bankman-Fried's probably like, no, I don't want to go to jail at all. So I'm just going to go out there and just run my fucking mouth like I've been doing for the last 5 years, because that's how I built this multi-billion-dollar Ponzi scheme, and this is going to get me out of it. So he's like a little scammy little schoolboy. He's like a devious little schoolboy. That's the look in his face. Like he just like I said, he knocked over the cookie jar, or he stole $1 from his dad's wallet and got caught. And for his whole life, he had rich liberal parents who spoon-fed him. He went to MIT. He had all the best that anybody could ever want in the world. Spoiled brat kid who always got what he wants, and now he's going to use everything he's got. All those little games he played to get him to where he is now, he's bringing them out full force in his interviews, because he wants people to feel sorry for him. And there's actually an interview. I'm actually going to play that next. It's a really good interview. Let me pause this, and it's really good. All right, here it is. It's from Novogratz, and they're basically asking Novogratz, what do you think of this guy? And he basically said, look, the guy's a scammer, and everything he's doing right now is basically what scammers would do. He wants people to basically believe he had nothing to do with it. Anyway, we'll listen to a little bit of this.
I'll be like dime store psychiatrist, right? There's a lot of narcissism there. There's a lot of grandiosity. But being psychiatrist isn't going to really help, right? He needs to be prosecuted. He will spend time in jail. They perpetuated a large fraud, and it wasn't just Sam. You don't pull this off with one person. And so I'm hoping that the authorities get to the bottom of this faster, not just for the sanctity of the crypto markets, but for all markets. Right? Markets are based on trust, and when you have trust broken like this, it questions everyone else. Right? People start looking for black swans everywhere. And so in some ways, this is the story of the moment, because it is such a giant story, but it's, you're seeing someone who's just spewing more lies. And listen, Sam's always been kind to me. He has a kind demeanor. That was part of the shtick. And I'm not
part of the shtick. The little scared, autistic little schoolboy, in the corner. I drive a Toyota Corolla, but I have a $100 million mansion that I live in. All a big scam, and he knew exactly what he was doing. Mike Novogratz said it best. And a lot of people are saying, oh, the mainstream media, they're doing fluff pieces on Sam Bankman-Fried. Not really. I was listening to Jim Cramer this morning. He's calling Sam Bankman-Fried a giant fraud, too. He's like, he should be in jail. I don't know one news network who hasn't said Sam Bankman-Fried shouldn't be in jail. Yeah, maybe there's some little newspapers here or there who have some reporters who are sympathetic to him, but I mean, for the most part, folks, mainstream media wants to see Sam Bankman-Fried in jail. So, that's just one of those stupid, I consider myself more of a conservative, but that's a conservative Republican little falsehood, that they're putting out there. No. Everybody, Democrat, conservative, independent, all walks of life, everybody wants to see Sam Bankman-Fried in jail. So anyway, I might do a little more on Sam. There's so many. He's done so many interviews over the last couple of days, and I might do a little drunk commentary tonight. But it's just the same old shit. He's basically, just basically trying to say, oh, I'm sorry, I had nothing to do with it. It was an accident. We lost track of the balance sheet. And, even George Stephanopoulos asked him, he said, well, the CEO of the other company, Alameda Research, that, Bud Ugly Girl, she's like, you knew everything. You approved everything. And he won't even answer the question. So the guy is pure evil. And not to mention what he was doing with Binance, trying to throw him under the bus, trying to make it so regulations came out that only would benefit his company and put all the other little guys out of business. The guy is a deviant, calculated scumbag, and he will spend time in jail. But you got to give it time, folks. These white-collar crimes, they take a while to investigate. All right, another. I was watching, I got to admit, folks, I am obsessed with Bitboy because I just think he's an idiot. And as we all know, Bitboy's been promoting the scams over the last couple of years. He even promoted FTX. He did a video on FTX telling people to buy FTX. In fact, I'm going to play that video for you guys right now because I don't have it pulled up. All right, folks, I had to dig it up. As we all know, Bitboy is the anti-FTX, anti-Sam Bankman-Fried. He's the savior. He's come to save you all. Meanwhile, I spent the last 3 years promoting every scam project in the book, one of them being FTX. And that's what pisses me off about Bitboy and Cryptos R Us and Crypto Banter and Crypto Lark. All these guys are in on it. They were all promoting you the scams. Now they see a way to get viewers by being the savior. It's kind of like if Jesus Christ went from like being the pure evil to promoting pure evil, and then he's like, I'm not getting as many followers being bad. I'll be good and I can get followers that way. I mean, it's like my point with Bitboy and all these guys, they go wherever the views are. Right now, the thing is, anti-scam. We can't promote scam projects. We can't promote stinky pinky shit coins because we're in a bear market. Nobody's going to watch those videos. So now we have to pretend we're the savior. Let's warn everybody about all the scams. Let's do these lectures and tell everybody what they should be buying and how to avoid all the scam shit coins. But for the last 3 years in the bull market, they took the other stance. They just promoted you scams, and they took millions of dollars to promote those scams. This is less than a year ago, folks. Bitboy, right now, FTX. He hates it. He hates Sam Bankman-Fried. But here's Bitboy less than a year ago.
I want to show you how to make money in crypto. Let's move on. Let's talk about the secret token. FTT. That is the token of FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried. Everything this man touches turns to gold. I don't know. Moon. There's a massive story out right now about FTX. That was not a dab. That was just what we're looking at. FTT is potentially going to be one of the few coins I believe that could go up in the bear
So I'm not going to play the whole thing. And then here's another video I found from this girl, Crypto Queen, and she's basically just pointing out like all the scam projects he promoted over the years.
Always to the punch. So let's talk about Ben because, he does some dirty deletes too. So let's get to this article. Crypto influencers, the big dump profits over followers. It is a typical pump and dump scam where only the influencer and project team profit from the misery of others, according to observers. One of the most popular cases involves that of a YouTuber and influencer, Ben Armstrong, aka Bitboy. On-chain sleuth Zach XBT made sensational claims against Bitboy in January by posting as a project looking for promotion. Zach XBT alleged that I uncovered 7 scams Bitboy actively worked with and promoted to his audience, and he gives screenshots. Let's review all of the direct scams Bitboy has worked with in the past. Just in case you forgot, here is the flyer with how much he charges. And he does have like a little bit of a menu here. You want a dedicated review? Well, that's going to cost you 35 grand. So he did put out that information. The projects include MYX Network.
So anyway, I've done countless videos on this. My point is, and this is what pisses me off about crypto, all these guys were promoting you guys scams over the last couple years, and now they've changed their tune. Now they're here to save you. Follow me, I will lead you down to the profit land. But for the last couple years, they led you right into the gutter. And I hate to pick on Bitboy, because, well, I love picking on Bitboy. But it's not just him. It's not just him. Crypto Banter, who I watch every day, and he does good interviews. I'm not going to lie. Luna, UST, Celsius, everything. Every scam in the book they promoted and took money to promote. And most of these scams went to zero, and people lost all their money. George from Cryptos R Us, I did this video 6 months ago. Cryptos R Us and BlockFi. While Celsius was crashing and it was obvious BlockFi was going under, he was still promoting BlockFi. Look at the header at the bottom of the screen. BlockFi. He's still shilling it. Now, this was a couple months ago. He stopped once BlockFi completely went under. But think how many people he got wrecked getting into BlockFi. I was telling people BlockFi was a scam since I started making YouTube videos. And I only have like 300 subscribers. My point is, you get subscribers by being a piece of shit in YouTube. The good, honest people don't get as many subscribers. So that's fine. But the problem is now these guys are basically saying, oh, I'm here to steer you in the right direction. I'm here for you. Listen to me and I'll give you good advice. But they've been giving shitty advice for the last couple of years. Now, Cryptos R Us is not that bad. I mean, I think he made a mistake with BlockFi. He won't apologize, probably because it will incriminate him. He can't admit any wrong. But I mean, if you're going to listen to a YouTuber, you're pretty much okay listening to Cryptos R Us, unless you put all your money in BlockFi and all the other crap. I Trust Capital. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you did listen to Cryptos R Us and you put all your money in his sponsors, you're fucked. You're done. So. But he does seem like a nice guy. I don't think he's like a shill. I think they basically just offered him some sponsorships and he decided to do it, and now he regrets it. But Bitboy was just shilling all freaking year. I mean, the guy, this year he hates Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. Next year he'll be shilling something else. He goes wherever the views are. He hated XRP last year. It was a scam. Now he loves XRP. He hated Litecoin. Wasn't going anywhere according to them. Now Litecoin's pumping, he's doing Litecoin videos. People have to understand that they're being manipulated by these people. It's not rocket science at this point. So anyway, the point is, Bitboy is out, he's doing all these public speaking events because he's like here to save everybody. He's like, listen to me, everybody gather around, I'm going to give you great crypto advice. And some guy in the audience called him out for shilling FTT.
No, you're not. Guys. So are you saying I got paid? Are you saying I got paid by FTT? Are you saying I got paid by FTT? Excuse me, sir, I'm asking a question. Are you, when you say the word shill, do you mean that I was paid to promote that token? Okay, so what you're saying is the equivalent. What you're saying is the equivalent of someone giving an honest opinion on a coin is shilling. This is the problem. I've been talking about. Okay. So let's go. So you think that I'm sitting in front of a computer and I make a video, and as soon as I do it, I'm sitting there click sell.
He's so strung out. The point is here, like. A lot of these guys, like at least Cryptos R Us, he's like smart and he just basically does his little YouTube channel every day and there's no problems. The same with Crypto Banter. But these guys have to realize when they get out there and start doing public speaking events and start meeting the public doesn't forget. They're going to call you out on your scams. And there's Bitboy, and there's actually multiple other videos of him being called out. So and you have to remember, most people who go to a Bitboy event are Bitboy fans. So there's a lot more people who just got wrecked and aren't saying anything. But if you go on Reddit, you see all the people who got wrecked following these other YouTubers. So anyway, my point is not to bash other YouTubers. My point is basically to say these guys were all leading you down into the shitter the last couple years, and now they're basically trying to basically say, oh, we're listen to us. I have your best interest in mind. And the thing bad about Bitboy is he probably took millions of dollars to promote all those scams, and I don't think he gave any of that money back. So, it's basically essentially like I said, a bank robber. You rob banks for a couple years and you say, you know what? I think it might be more profitable if I don't rob banks anymore. Maybe I'll be one of these guys who teaches people how to avoid getting robbed by bank robbers. Maybe that's more profitable. So that's kind of what he's doing. He's like, okay, well, I can't shill these scams anymore because nobody's buying any of these scam tokens in the bear market. Plus, you got the SEC now looking over my shoulder, and I've been promoting all these unregistered securities for the last couple years. I might want to get out of that line of work. What else could I do? Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell people I'm here to save them, and I'm going to do all these conventions, and I'm going to tell people what coins they should be buying that aren't scams. But why would anybody take his advice after what he's been doing for the last couple of years? So my point with Bitboy is, I don't know, he should just stick to doing his YouTube channel and every day. But I think when he starts getting out there trying to like right now he's the savior. He's in the Bahamas. He's trying to track down all the scammers. But You could just as easily have somebody show up at Bitboy's house and say, hey, you scammed me. Come out, Bitboy, come talk to me. I bought that PAMP token. It's the same thing, just on a smaller scale. I mean, they're all cut from the same cloth, these people. Now, does Bitboy feel bad about what he did? Maybe. But the problem is it's hard to wipe out a reputation in just a few months. So we'll see what happens with Bitboy over the years, and maybe people will forget about it, but I don't forget. Because, I've been in crypto since 2017, and Bitboy was always Bitboy, Crypto Banter, Crypto Lark. All these guys were always just big shillers to me. That's what I saw them as, and that's what they've proven to be. So now they're trying to be something else. Now they're trying to be the honest YouTubers. We're here to save you. Well, I think they're just doing it for views. I don't think people change. That's why 80% of everybody who gets released from jail goes back into jail. I don't believe in rehabilitation. It's very rare a man changes, and it's very rare somebody gets rehabilitated, in my opinion, from what I've seen in my 42 years on life. Will these guys prove us wrong? We'll see. Anyway, folks, that's pretty much it. I ranted way too long. I might do another video later because I've been watching these Sam Bankman-Fried interviews, and they're freaking fascinating. I love it. Complete scammer. All right, folks, like and subscribe. Have a good